my channel. If you're joining for the first time, welcome back. To my regular people that watch my videos, my name is Sipoga Zinobandla, and in today's video I am getting a little personal. I am getting a little vulnerable, a little bit. So I have been wanting to do this video for the longest time, but I kept pushing it back. So today is the day. So in today's video, I want to share with you a part, just a bit, small bit, or I don't know. Anyway, a part of my parenting journey, parenting experience, about my son. Yeah, my son this year was diagnosed officially with autism. Let me take it back from the beginning actually. So I kind of had been suspecting that my son has autism, or maybe, maybe I didn't know the name of the condition, or that my son is neurodivergent. There's just certain things that he would do from the year he was born. But again, because I am a first-time parent, I was doing all of this by myself. I didn't have, for example, like someone else living with me or other people that have had kids that would be able to be like, okay, no, this is like normal, this is not normal. So I relied for a lot of information from the moment I was pregnant. Actually, when I was pregnant, I used to read up a lot just to inform myself, like, okay, I'm now in my first trimester, what should I expect? How should things be? What should I look out for up until giving birth? I did not do a bit of research for like postpartum once the child is born, and I kind of, so one of the things I used to do when I was pregnant was I would always read up on this is what I should expect when I am, example, like 4 months pregnant, 5 months pregnant. This is how the baby, this is what happens, this is what is happening with your baby inside at 6 months, and this. So when my child was born, I kind of stopped. Like I really wanted to just rest. Like I used to stress a lot. So I just wanted to rest and stop. So I didn't do none of that. The only thing I did was, like for milestones, I would read up, like from time of birth until I think 6 months. Then I just stopped. But from the little experience that I have with like watching my nephews when they were younger for a bit, or like little understanding of like certain things that children more or less at these ages should be doing, I began to kind of worry when my son was not speaking yet. That's the first thing, that he was not speaking, like baby talk when he was like approaching 8 months. So he was, my son was babbling, I posted a few videos where he was like actually talking, but at some point, I think between 8 months and 1 year, he stopped. So that worried me. One of the things that he used to do was from infancy, like I have videos of him, like his eyes rolling back, and that scared me. That's when I would Google, I would read up like from other mom blogs. I also watched videos on TikTok or social media. Some people will be like, this is normal, this is what they do. Some of them would be like, maybe they're having an absent seizure. But the older he was getting, there was a time when, and these were not happening, the rolling of the eyes would happen like randomly, not often for me to start worrying. and I never brought that up with his pediatrician. But what worried me was him basically like staring into space. Like I could even do this in front of his eyes. I would touch him, he would just be standing still and just looking at wherever that is looking. So it looked like he was just not there. That scared me, and that's when I began to be like, listen, my son has to go and get, okay, that's the one that worried me. And this was happening almost every day. Then he was flapping shaking his head or flapping his head a lot. So that was happening all the time. He was tiptoeing, and that was not, again, like these are not isolated thing that that was happening also quite a lot. Because when I would read up, even other moms would be like, my son was tiptoeing, my child was tiptoeing, this is normal. My son shakes his head, it's just a phase. A lot of people will say that, like, it's just a phase. And then the staring into space, whatever, that's when they were like, a lot of people are like, he could be having like absent seizures. I began to worry because I actually have a history of being epileptic when I was younger. So I thought, I don't know if epilepsy is hereditary, but I just thought, because I used to be epileptic, what if my son is actually, that's what is going on? And I began, I guess, to want to get him checked out. And the more I was reading up, some of the, mannerism or characteristics that he was doing, one of the things was autism, or a child was autistic. So I began to read up on autism, and I started to notice like more things. So when he plays, some of the autistic people or children, they line up their toys or things. So he does not line up things, but he like the way he plays, he does not play, for example, with a car the way you would expect a child to play with a car. So you take the car and you could roll it, or like, yeah, you know how kids play with a car or a truck or whatever. But he had an obsession with, for example, let's say this is the toy that he's picked up. So this is what he will do. Like, he will analyze it. He looks at it, like, analyzing it. And then if it has wheels, he's touching the wheels, spinning the wheels. So that's one of the things that I read up, that autistic kids do that. So he would spin the wheels of his toys. But if it's a bicycle, or when we're outside, he is like, he wants to touch everything. So like, there's this sensory thing going on. He wants to, if we're at the park, he do that a lot. Other parents with strollers, he goes straight for the wheels and he's trying to spin them. So I noted that. And then the speech was like a thing, because now I began to notice, okay, no, some children, most of the children, that are at this age are saying maybe like one or two words. So the words that my son was saying is mama, dada, he was saying dedo, so that's Macedonian. Dedo is what? Grandfather. He was saying like one words, but they were not, I felt like this is still not enough words that he should be saying for his age. So I like insisted, I think at 8 months or 9 months, we take him to a speech therapist, because when I was reading up, most people were like, they need to, the best thing you can do is to take them for speech therapy. Another thing was like, he was not able to hold his spoon or to feed himself. And another thing, like when you're playing, I guess like by 1 year, you could be able, like the kids could be able to hold like crayons or something to play with. So there are certain aspects that were worrying me, and certain aspects that I thought, he's still young. But anyway, we went to a speech therapist, and I think even the pediatrician was like, no, like this is what I kept being told. Boys develop a little bit later than girls, so it's like probably nothing, don't worry yourself. And he's still young, he's not even 1 yet, so you need to give it time, but this is what you need to do. And also, like, his language delay could be, or is, they weren't saying could, is, because he's hearing 2 different languages. So stick to one language. So I'm at home with him, so I don't speak Macedonian. That was kind of like I think it's impossible for me to be speaking Macedonian to him. How is that going to help? So what else? What else were we told? Yeah, to wait and do all, like, to limit the TV, because then what I was doing is I found Miss Rachel like that, because my son, I knew that there's an issue with the speech. I started to let him watch Miss Rachel, and I did see improvement. So some of the things he was doing also, some of them he totally stopped doing. So the staring into space and like just not responding totally stopped. The flapping of the hands, he stopped doing that after 1. The tiptoeing was not as often, because he would do it just sometimes, but now the tiptoeing was almost all the time. He would just tiptoe. And what else? Also, he was not lining up toys. He would basically almost destroy, Legos, for example. So if there's Legos, you've built a structure or whatever, he trashes them. His toys, when his toys are packed in his toy box, he always wants to remove them. He just goes there and it has to be a mess. So it was kind of confusing. So when I'm telling pediatricians or doctors about this, I guess that's why maybe they would, because most kids, they put things in line and it has to be like this, that are autistic. Miki was doing the opposite. So 1 year passed, and so we're told before this 1 year, wait until he's 1 year, you come back, but you need to do all of these things that you're saying. So limit the TV or screens. Okay. And then time passes and I carry on reading up. So now there are more things that I am noticing that he's doing. So one of them, he would, example, we had a shoe rack outside next to the entrance. He would either remove the shoes from the shoe rack, I'm saying, he didn't want things to be in order. He throws them everywhere. And I remember people would also tell me but kids do that, they always go to, it doesn't mean that he's autistic. I don't think they got me, because I would say yes, I know, but there's these other things that are added to that. He would either destroy the shoes where they are, or he would take them and he's not putting them in line, but he'll take them from outside and bring them to where he's playing and just stack them in one place. So that doesn't mean, I guess, if that was the only thing that he was doing, it wouldn't mean that he's autistic, but I thought, nah, there's way too. Oh, another thing, he had from young, even 1 year, he began to close his ears when there would be loud music, or if you're in a loud place, he would close his ears. So we would be walking in the mall, walking at a party. So again, then I picked that up and I tried by all means to either not attend parties or take him out of an environment that is going to be loud for him. He never wanted to be around other people or to be touched, all of these things. He played by himself. Other kids would like approach him. He would not want. And I remember when it was like the doctors or other people would be like, no, it's because he's an only child and he's just used to the two of you. He stays at home. He doesn't go to kindergarten yet. He will get used to it. And I just thought, no, that's not it. That can't be it, because there are kids that are raised by themselves, that don't go to kindergarten up until first grade, and they don't do what, like, he would be so frustrated with either people wanting to play with him, to pick him up, to touch him, to do whatever, kids wanting to play with him. There was like this one time we went to like a neighbor's birthday party, and he was basically hiding under the table holding my leg. And I just felt bad for my kid. I was just like, nah, this is not okay. All right, so because now time has passed and I realized that the speech has definitely regressed, like there's nothing. Like he doesn't even make the babbling of the baby, nothing. He doesn't respond to his name. So, or if he does, like if you be like Miki cow and respond to commands. Mikael, come here, Miki. No, he, not because, well, I was worried. Does he not hear, for example? Does he not hear? Maybe something is wrong with the ears. So then we took him to a specialist to get checked. I mean, they put cameras up his nose. They checked. Oh, there's nothing. Like I advocated for my kid from the first year he was born, and all the tests like we would do or he would do would always come back like he's fine, nothing is wrong. And yeah, like the ears were okay, like and I knew that he can hear, because for example, if you're calling him Miki, he has a snack, he runs, he responds. And to me, okay, there were times when he would respond to me, but he doesn't respond all the time. Majority of the time, I would say. So it's still worrisome. And again, when the information that's out there, all of these things combined together are leading to autism, right? And there are out there lots of this information. So the information is like autism is caused by vaccines, which is another thing. There is like the MMR vaccine. Once a lot of people believe or say their children are autistic and it's caused by vaccines. I don't personally, I don't agree with that. So for Miki, yes, he's vaccinated, fully vaccinated, according to his age. I know that once, I don't know if it is the MMR vaccine, but once he got the MMR vaccine, that's when the tiptoeing, I would say, he was tiptoeing more, and the speech definitely regressed way more. But like I said, I would say between 1 year and like his first year as an infant to his first birthday, he was reaching the milestone.